Hi guys, it's Miss Condos. So this is week 8 that we're on now. We have finished 7 full weeks of distance learning. We've got week 9 still coming up. So you can work hard for this week 9, and then week 10 it's going to be nothing but fun stuff. You guys are going to actually get some choices. You'll get a menu of different fun activities that you can go through with your families, choose which ones you guys want to do together, and enjoy your last week of school, okay? So this is week 8. SEL theme is emotions. Emotions are your responses to the world around you. Some emotions include joy, happiness, surprise, sadness, fear, and anger. But there's so many more. Those are just 6. Naming emotions helps you understand and respond to them. Being able to understand your emotions is how you practice self-awareness. Part of being human means we pay attention to our emotions as they happen, understand our feelings, and our responses. So we talk a lot about emotions in our classroom, okay? We have our zones of regulation chart where you move your clip every single day to tell me if you're in red zone, blue zone, yellow zone, or my favorite green zone. But guess what? You can't always be in green zone. You guys know that. So, and then we talk about, I'm feeling this way and why are you feeling that way, right? So that is one way that you guys are self-aware of your emotions or have been throughout this year. When you need to go to the calm down corner, you're realizing you need a break. That's a great way of being self-aware of your emotions. Either you're feeling sad or mad or wiggly. I've had a few of you tell me you need to go do the jump activity in the hallway because you know you're feeling wiggly. And that's a great way of being aware of what you're feeling and how you need to respond to it, okay? We've had some arguments on the playground. You guys find great ways to handle those. And you go to a teacher, you tell the person it hurt my feelings when you did that. You guys are learning really great ways to respond and identify what you're feeling, okay, and your emotions. So I'm really proud of you guys with that. And now it's the time to kind of dive deeper into that, okay? So your weekly planner, you do not need to use your weekly planner, but it's up to you. Ms. Condos really likes to cross things off on her planner. Okay, it makes me feel good, like I finished that and now I get to cross it off. But maybe you're not the same way. Maybe you and your parents aren't going to spend the time doing this, and that's totally fine. There's also a spot for questions for your teacher and materials needed over here. But again, it's up to you guys, okay? Your SEL daily optimistic opener. So you can go out of order. There are 5, just like there's 5 days of the week. Maybe you start with day 4 and then you go to day 2 and day 3 and day 5 and then day 1. It's totally up to you guys. I don't mind you guys going out of order. You just need to do one each day. If you don't want to do it in here, that's totally fine. You can do it in a journal. Like I know some of you guys are using a journal, so you guys can compile them throughout the year. Awesome. But here's the deal with that. Please, please, please limit yourself to doing this for only like 15 minutes at most. Okay, you only need to write 1 to max 3 sentences for these, okay? That's why they only give you 3 lines. And some of you, I'm sure, are writing down here in this extra space at the bottom. Totally fine with me if you guys are doing that. But just understand it's not supposed to take you guys an hour and frustrate you, okay, at all. All right, this is supposed to be kind of fun, kind of get you thinking, kind of get your brain working. So don't spend longer than 15 minutes on this every day. Literacy. Okay, guys. So for reading, you need to be reading at least 20 minutes every day. If you don't do anything else that day, please just make sure that you're reading, okay? I know some days get kind of crazy, and I've been hearing, we didn't get anything done. Please just make sure that you're reading, okay? In first grade, reading is super important, whether you're reading by yourself or someone's reading to you. There's more treasure in books than in all the pirates' loot on Treasure Island, Walt Disney. Okay, so you can use this chart. Maybe you have your own reading log. Maybe you don't even want to use a reading log. I don't even care. Please be reading every single day for at least 20 minutes. That means no less than 20 minutes. You can read more. Okay, fiction, nonfiction, and the best book title. What book was your favorite that you read that week or that day? I mean, and was it fiction or nonfiction? Just put an X. Or maybe you read 7 books and 6 of them were fiction, but 1 was nonfiction. So you write 6 here, 1 nonfiction. You can write still the title of the best book. Totally up to you guys how you want to use this, okay? Up to your discretion. Options for books. I've been seeing a lot more friends logging on to Clever. Yay. Because I can see when you guys are on there. So even if you can't mark it complete, which I've had a lot of concerns with, it's okay that you can't mark it complete because I can still see what you've been reading. So I can still see, oh, this friend opened up this book and spent some time on it. So totally fine if you can't mark it complete, parents, not a big deal. You also have Libby, which is a great resource. Books Around Your House. I've given you some leveled readers to take home throughout the year. Storyonline.net is a great resource. Newspapers and magazines you have around the house. And benchmark materials. We have done a few different unit books that you guys got to take home, the paper unit books. This is your perfect chance to be reading those, taking advantage of having those, okay? Options for students who want more. Maybe you want a challenge. If you want a challenge, this is it. Maybe you're struggling a little bit. You're going to focus on this bullet point right here. Remember, these big, thick words are called bolded words. Just a reminder, okay? Next is literacy writing. This week, you are going to continue your narrative essay where you are pretending to be a lost toy. So you're going to use your story map to write your essay either on your own or with help. I would suggest you probably try on your own and then you get your questions ready for your parents, okay, or your brother or sister, whoever's helping you. You will have this week, and if you need it, next week to finish planning and writing your essay. Okay, yay. So this is a checklist, and this is lined paper with a room for a picture. This is for kindergarten more so, but if you want to use this and also use some extra lined paper, that's totally fine. Okay, your instructions. Step 1, you're going to use the information from the story map that you used before and write a rough draft of your essay on a piece of paper, okay? You're not going to type it. Then you're going to look back at the first person point of view example from last week. First person means that you're using I type words, okay? So I, my, me, those kinds of words. Step 2, you're going to read over your essay and use this writing checklist to make sure that you can edit your work and revise it. Remember, we pre-write, which is your story map. Then you're going to write. Then you're going to use that checklist to revise, okay? And that's step 2. Step 3 is writing your final draft, okay? So you're writing it in your nicest handwriting. You might want to draw a picture, cut and paste a picture from the computer. Maybe you want to print a picture off and paste it on there. It says kindergartners can use this paper. I am okay with you using this paper, but you're going to probably need extra room for lined an extra line paper on the back so that you can add some more words to it because it's not going to have enough room for words. But if you want some more space for a picture, you can use this. I'm fine with that. Okay. So step 3 is like the edit and revise, okay? And then step 4 is sharing your work. So you're going to publish it. You're going to share your writing with someone else, a family member over the phone, maybe you want to read it to them. If you don't finish your essay this week, you will have time to finish it next week. So please don't worry too much about it, but do your best work, okay? So remember to split this up. This is not meant to be in one day. This is some extra additional supports that might help you, some sentence and language stems and frames for you guys to use. Remember, maybe you do step 1 on Monday, then you do step 2 on Tuesday, step 3 on Thursday, or on Wednesday and Thursday, and then step 4 on Friday. Okay, you're gonna need to break it up a little bit. Maybe step 1 takes you a little bit longer. You use Monday and Tuesday, okay? Remember, everybody's different. Everybody works at a different pace. So you just need to do your best work and worry about that, okay? And it even says they'll give you extra time next week to finish if you need it. So that's your writing. Literacy foundational skills, they break it up. So days 1 through 3, so that means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're going to read the decodable story. We're in first grade. A decodable story focuses on 1 or more phonics skills. Follow the instructions along the right side of the story, okay? So the right side is the hand that you use to say the Pledge of Allegiance, okay? So you use that side. And this is it right here. Okay, day 4 and 5, continue to reread that decodable story every day and complete the phonics practice worksheet below for your grade level. If you want some extra practice, go to kindergarten. If you need an extra challenge, you can do the second grade one. But first, start with first grade. And then maybe you're needing some extra time spent on this. You think, I'm having a lot of fun. I want to work on the kindergarten one practice some more. I want to work on the second grade. Get some more practice too. Okay, so that's up to you guys. Math. We've got the math tic-tac-toe board again. Remember, there's an entire YouTube page for resources on how to play these games. So I'm not really going to go too far into them, but this week has a lot of fun ones I was looking at, especially this one. I think this one looks super cool, the riddle one. Riddle me this activity. It's kind of like what we do in class sometimes, where I'll give you an answer. I'll say the answer is 3. What's the question? And you guys have to come up with all those different questions. How many sides does a triangle have? What's 6 minus 3? Okay, so you guys have to come up with your own questions. It's kind of like that, in a way. Problems for the week. Remember, you are doing first grade. You are in first grade. If you would like extra practice, you can always go to kindergarten. If you'd like an extra challenge and your parents think you're ready for it, you can always go to second grade. If you're not sure if you're ready for the second grade challenge of doing it, send me some pictures. Mom or dad can send me pictures and we can talk about whether or not you're ready for it. And I can even give you some extra questions myself, okay? So if you're like, I don't want an easier question, but I really don't want a harder question. I want another first grade math question. Dojo, message me, email me, text me, call me, whatever you want to do, and I will come up with some extra questions for you guys, okay? So more activities. These are all super fun, guys. If you need extra help with time, if you're struggling, parents, your kiddos and I can set up a Zoom, just the two of us, for about 15-20 minutes and talk a little bit about it ourselves. I know this can be a frustrating topic. I've heard from some parents, so I'm here to help. Just keep me in the loop. Let me know if you need me, okay? So now we're on science, okay? How do living things choose a home? We've talked a lot about living things. Living things are animals, people, plants. Think about the world that you created from last week. Remember, you created that world for social studies and the landforms that you included. Focus in your capital city, okay? Besides the people, what other plants and animals live there? Draw or list these based on the landscape you chose. So maybe you had palm trees. Maybe you had flowers. Maybe you had bugs, butterflies, whatever. So you're going to list them, or you can go ahead and even draw them in here. If you're going to list them, I would probably use a different piece of paper. This doesn't have lines, and even Ms. Condos gets frustrated when there's no lines because it's hard to write without lines. It's just the way it is, not a big deal. So next you're going to think about the area outside of your city. What is different about the land there? What plants and animals would choose to live there? And you're going to draw or list those, okay? So that's what's going in there. Finally, you're going to look back at all the plants and animals you included. You're going to explain your choices to someone else and then add to or revise your world based on the questions below. Then you're going to record your answers. So what do plants and animals need to survive? How does your world provide those? Animals and plants need water. Is there water in your world that you created? How might the plants and animals change the world to meet their needs? Okay, so maybe they need shade. How could they find a way to make shade? Think about all the things that we use in our lives. How does your world provide those things? Okay, so we usually need shelter, a house. Does your world have houses or any buildings? Does your world have water and food? All that kind of stuff, okay? So you're going to kind of just list in a sentence or two. You can use this, or you can use your online piece of paper again, totally up to you. Options for students who want more, who maybe want a challenge. Options for some students who need some extra support and extra help. Here's some language and sentence stems and frames for you, all that kinds of stuff, okay? Moving on to social studies. A time capsule. Time capsules are collections of items that represent important things to a person or about a time period. Often a time capsule is full of items that will be hidden so that a future generation might find it and discover what the past was like. Okay, this might be cool to ask your parents or grandparents if they've ever buried a time capsule, what they put inside of it if they did. Okay, step one, you're gonna imagine what you have been asked to create, that you've been asked to create a time capsule. So think about it. If someone told you to make a time capsule, a collection of items that represent you and important times in your life, what would you put inside of it? Okay, you're gonna make a list of those things and reflect about it. What was our society like? Okay, then you're gonna choose 5 of the most important things from the list and draw a picture of each, or find the objects around your house that represent these things. Then maybe take a picture of it so you can remember it once they're all together, okay? Step 3, you can create a time capsule container that will hold all of these things, okay? You're probably not gonna put your mom's phone into the time capsule. You could put a picture of it in, okay? There's plenty of other things that you can put in there, but like I said, make sure that your parents are okay with it and it's not something that's going to upset them if they realize it's gone, okay? If you have an older sibling in grades 3 through 5 in your home, then you can work together because they're doing kind of the same thing this week with creating a time capsule, okay? If you need extra help, these are some extra supports for you right here. You can talk to mom or dad about those, or grandma or grandpa, or whoever's helping you, okay? If you need help with this activity too, you can totally give me a call, text me, dojo me, whatever. Our last thing, okay, so you need to be doing music at least 2 or 3 times a week, and then you can be doing PE the other times, okay? So you need to be doing music, then you can be doing PE, totally up to you how you want to, kind of schedule that. Music, there's an activity here, or we have our wonderful, our wonderful music teacher, Miss Heiler, has an awesome website that's a great resource for you guys. Okay, so these are some really cool options for breaks for your brain. Okay, you might want to take a water break. You might want to go and like wash your hands and sing your favorite song. You might want to think about, when have you been surprised? What is the most exciting thing you've ever done? Okay, there's lots of different options for kind of thinking about some different things in your life, okay? And these are just some cool questions to kind of think about. Then we've got our closers, our reflective closers. Again, there's 5 of them. There are 5 days of the week. You do not have to go in order. You do not have to do them on here. You can do them on a separate piece of paper, whatever you want to do. Remember, you're not spending longer than like 15 minutes on these either, okay? I don't want to hear that these are bringing you to tears, bringing parents to tears. They are not meant to be frustrating. These are meant to kind of get your brain thinking, kind of get you focused on our topic for the week. So some additional resources that are really awesome is Mind Yeti, Go Noodle, and then these are some breathing techniques. I am always here to answer your questions and to help you if you guys need extra resources, extra ways to practice these things. Don't understand something after this video, totally fine. I'm here, okay? So dojo me, message me, text me, call me, Zoom me, whatever you guys need to do. I'm here. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.